I grew up in Southern California. I don't know, I always liked clothes, I always liked style. Even as a young kid, I dressed differently, and I liked, sleek and low, long and low. Anything in my life is long and low. I just personally think it looks good. I like lowered cars, I just like things low. One of my best friends, who ended up being a partner for me a while, he was a general contractor. I asked him if I could come work for him. He said, yeah. So a couple years in, we had a big remodel, and I enjoyed that. So eventually we took that business and basically just focused on cabinetry. So I started as a cabinet maker. And probably about 8 or 9 years ago, I decided to try the furniture aspect of it. I've always had friends that wanted me to make stuff, and I just kind of always blew it off. So I was like, maybe I'll give it a shot. So I started working on it, and about 3 months it took off, and it's never really stopped. Everything's made to order, so I've kind of adjusted my design aspects of it over time, so I do have my aesthetic for the most part that I do. Usually everybody wants something a little different size, different height, whatever it might be. So everything's usually kind of customized, or can be. So yeah, I do have a kind of a standard line that people buy, and then I'll do customizations on top of it. I think it is kind of neat that, that piece back there, for example, there might only be 15 of them in the world. Personally, like the mid-century modern stuff, friends of mine have asked me, like, what are you gonna do when that's not popular? And I'm like, is it popular or not? Because I've been into it when I was little. I actually have my great-grandparents' dressers. And I remember as being a little kid at my grandparents' house that I always liked those two pieces. Like, I was always drawn to those two pieces. When my grandparents passed away, those are the only two things I want. I still have them. I'll always have them, kind of thing. So the aesthetic of that, I've always just been drawn to it. When I started doing the furniture about 8 years ago, I would say there was a handful of people doing what I was doing. It's definitely grown. It seems pretty big to me, but if I take a step back and look at it, it really isn't. So I think there's enough room for everybody out there to, somebody else wants to get in and start making furniture. You just gotta find your niche.